So, good evening, everyone. Whoever is attending and whoever will see this video on YouTube later. So, my name is Ayan Paul, and I am a PMRF research scholar from IIT Kharagpur, and I am a TA for this course, Farm Machinery. And this course was taken by Professor VK Tiwari, Director IIT Kharagpur, and Professor Agricultural and Food Engineering Department, IIT Kharagpur. So, yeah, we have already done the 12-week discussion for this course as a TA, and my duties as a TA was I was first telling you the summary of all the lectures that were covered in that week, and later in the second half, I was discussing the questions that are very similar to assignment, so that whenever you were solving the assignment, you would get help. And today we have taken this extra session. This is a 1 hour session only, and today I felt that as we have already discussed the 12-week course, it is very essential to again look into the major farm machinery operation again. Okay, so that is why I am taking this extra session discussion today. So in the 12 weeks, what we have discussed, we have started with what is farm machinery, and then farm machinery, what is farm mechanization. Then we have started with, there are four farm machinery operation, and we have started the week one's discussion with tillage. Then second, in this week second discussion, what we have discussed is hitching of the implements, and second part is regarding traction. In week third, in third week discussion, we have covered regarding the sowing and planting implements. Then in week 4 discussion, what we have discussed is regarding transplanting operation mainly. And week 5 discussion, we have gone through the design of this main sowing equipment, that is seed drill. Then week 6 discussion, we have gone through three parameters, three traction parameters that were important: draft and slip, draft, and torque. We have also seen how we can measure those parameters. Okay, in the week 6 discussion. Week 7 discussion, what we have discussed, we have week 7 discussion, we have started the intercultural operation. Week 8 discussion, we have gone through the plant protection equipments. Week 9 discussion, we have discussed the question or problems regarding the plant protection. Week 10 discussion, we have started the harvesting equipment. Week 11 discussion, we have studied about the thresher. And last week 12 discussion, we have discussed regarding three important operations that are not included that four major farm machinery operation, but are very important. That is land reclamation, estate maintenance, and at last drainage. So today I will be again, you can say, tell you the summary, because I felt this is very important to know what are the four major farm machinery operation again. I will be briefing about today, not in detail. I will be briefing about, but I want to discuss it again, because this is very important when you are taken this course, farm machinery. So what are the four different farm machinery operation that are very important? Okay, fifth one is the post harvest operation that we are not considering in farm machinery. This four operation are very important in farm machinery. What is the first operation? First operation is known as land development or tillage, or you can say seedbed preparation. This is the first or very basic farm machinery operation. Second is when we have already developed the seed bed, or we have done the land development part, then the second operation is sowing and planting. Okay, this is the second operation. Third operation, weeding and intercultivation, plant protection. This is the third operation. Third operation we can say intercultural operation and plant protection. This is the third operation. Fourth operation is the harvesting and threshing. So these are the four major farm machinery operation. Again, I am repeating this, and please, whoever will be watching this video again and whoever is attending, this is very important, because whenever you have been asked what is farm machinery, you have to mention this four different operation. Okay, now this fifth is not important because this is a post harvest operation. This does not basically come under farm machinery. So what are the four different operation again? First is land development, tillage or seedbed preparation. This is the first operation. Okay, this is very important. Second operation is your sowing and planting. Okay, this is the second operation. Third operation is intercultural operation and plant protection. Okay, weeding is also known as intercultural operation. Okay, so intercultural operation and plant protection, this is the third major operation. And fourth major operation, harvesting and threshing. When our crop reaches to that maturity stage, we will do the harvesting operation, and then we will do the threshing operation. So by this four operation, we will be completing all our farm machinery operation. Okay, now second slide, we will see what is tillage. Yeah, this has already been covered, but again this is very important, so again I want to at least touch upon in this last extra session discussion. So what is tillage? The definition of tillage is very important. Tillage is the mechanical manipulation of soil for proper seed bed preparation. Okay, this is very important. Mechanical manipulation of soil. Okay, this is known as tillage. Mechanical manipulation of soil. And why we are doing tillage? For proper seed bed preparation. So when in a land, when you have done harvesting of your previous crop, then some stubble or other things remain on your land. Okay, so you have to do this tillage operation again. Why? Because to open the soil again. Why we want to open the soil? So that our roots can easily enter to the soil. Okay, and our plant can easily germinate. For that purpose, we are doing this tillage operation. Okay, so again, what is tillage? Tillage is the mechanical manipulation of soil for proper seedbed preparation. Okay. Now, what are the primary tillage? Yeah, tillage is basically divided into two parts. One is primary tillage, second thing is secondary tillage. So primary tillage, it constitutes initial major soil working operation. The initial major soil working operation that we do, that is known as primary tillage. Okay, normally designed to reduce soil strength. That I have already told you that we have to reduce the soil strength. Then we have to deal with this plant cover residue and rearrange the aggregates. Okay, that is primary tillage. Now there are different implements for primary tillage. What are the different implements? One is mold board plow. Okay, this is the most popular implement. Then reversible mold board plow. Then we have disc plow, chisel plow, and subsoiler. Generally, mold board is most popularly used for primary tillage. But what happens is mold board does not give proper depth, and also it is not recommended in trashy and stony condition. So we move from mold board to generally disc plow. Okay, reversible mold board plow, same as mold board plow, only this mold board can be reversed. Okay, so that you can do plowing in both the direction. So that is reversible mold board plow. So that is not important, but important is this plow. So mold board plow has a certain limitation that it cannot operate in trashy condition, it cannot operate in stony condition. So we are moving from moldboard to disc plow. So these are the two major primary tillage implements. Then secondary tillage, once we have done primary tillage, so what happens is we have to create refined soil conditions so that we can sow our seed. Okay, because in primary tillage what happens is our soil condition is not our soil condition or our land is not leveled. So to level that land or to create refined soil condition, following primary tillage we do the secondary tillage operation. And as primary tillage operation is a major soil working operation, this secondary tillage operation is not a major soil working operation. We generally only level the soil. Okay, that is secondary tillage. Now there are different implements for secondary tillage also. Harrow, we have harrow also. There are three types of harrows: a single acting disc harrow, double acting disc harrow, and offset disc harrow. Single acting disc harrow means we are only throwing the soil outside. Okay, the soil will be thrown outside, so that is why single acting disc harrow. Like this you can see a single acting disc harrow will look like this. So the disc will be one set of disc or one gang of disc. This is known as one gang of disc. So one gang of disc will be mounted this side and one gang of disc will be mounted this side. So it will throw the soil outside only. Okay, it will throw the soil only on the outside. So that is single acting disc harrow. Double acting disc harrow will look like this. Okay, like X. Now the importance of double acting disc harrow is the front gang. It throws the soil outside, but the rear gangs, okay, these are the rear gangs, it will throw the soil inside. Okay, so that is double acting harrow. And we have offset disc harrow. Offset disc harrow, again same thing. If the front gang if the front gang if the front gang, this is a front gang and this is the rear gang, if the front gang is throwing the soil outside, then the rear gang will again throw the soil inside. So that is offset disc harrow. The difference between offset disc harrow and double acting disc harrow is that double acting disc harrow, we have two set of gangs in the front and two set of gangs in the rear, but offset disc harrow we have only one set of gang in the front and one set of gang in the rear. So that is the difference. Then we have cultivator. Cultivator is one of the most you can one of the most important secondary tillage implement, and this is very simple implement also. You can see only we have one frame and we have tines on the soil working element attached to it. So this is very simple farm machinery implement, cultivator. Cultivator also we can have different type. Generally rigid tine cultivator we use, but again in the stony condition or stony condition we go for spring tine cultivator. So as due to stone, this tines will absorb the shock. That is why we provide spring on the tines so that the shock can be absorbed. Then rotavator. Rotavator again one of the most important tillage implement. Now regarding whenever we are classifying this tillage implement also, we can classify in two types. One is passive tillage implement and second is active tillage implement. So what is this passive tillage implement? What is this active tillage implement? Active tillage implement means the working elements, okay, working elements or blades will take the power from the PTO. That is why it is known as active tillage implement. But in other implement like this moldboard plow, disc plow, or this disc harrow, these are passive implements. Passive implements mean it will not take the power from the tractor PTO. That is why passive. Active means it is taking power from the tractor PTO to do the soil working operation. So that is why active tillage implement. So rotavator is a most popular type of active tillage implement. Rotavator we have discussed everything in the first week or second week discussion, so you can go through that video. So this is all about tillage. Okay, our tillage portion is over. Now in the second slide we will move to a second operation, that is sowing or seeding, or we can say sowing, seeding or planting. Okay, so what is this operation? The art of placing seeds in the soil to have good germination in the field. So we have in the first slide I have shown you tillage operation. Okay, so we have already prepared our soil to do this sowing operation. So in sowing, what we are doing, we are placing the seeds on the soil to have good germination in the field. Okay, now this sowing can be popularly done in two parts. One part we call it drilling, second part we call it planting. So what is the basic difference between this drilling and planting? So what happens is, this, let's say this is our field. Okay, this is our agricultural field. We do all the operation in row, that is why sometimes it is called as row operation. We do every operation in row. Okay, so let's say our field will have 3 rows of crop. This is the first row, this is the second row, this is the third row. Now in drilling operation, what happens is, the row to row distance is constant. If it is D, then it is also D. Okay, the row to row distance between the plant is constant. So that process is we called as drilling. Okay, row to row distance is constant. That process we call as drilling. Okay, now what is this planting? In planting, uh, row to row distance is constant. Apart from this, the plant to plant distance is also constant. What is plant to plant distance? Plant to plant distance is distance between two plants in a row. Okay, if this is, let's say, x, this will also be x. So plant to plant distance is also a constant. So again I am repeating, there are generally two major sowing or seeding operation. One is drilling and second thing is planting. So what is this drilling? What is this planting? Drilling means the row to row distance between plant is constant. Okay, row to row distance will be constant. So whenever we are talking about drilling, we are talking about row to row or R to R. This distance will be constant. But whenever we are talking about planting, besides row to row distance will be constant, R to R will be constant. Besides this, we also have, okay, this is comma. Okay, besides this, we also have plant to plant distance is also constant. P to P is also constant. So drilling, R to R is constant, planting, row to row as well as plant to plant, both the distance is constant. What is row to row distance? Row to row distance is the distance between two plants in two consecutive rows. Okay, so this is row to row distance. What is plant to plant distance? Plant to plant distance is the distance between two plants in a single row. So that is plant to plant distance. Now what is the implement that we do this drilling operation? We do this drilling operation by an implement known as seed drill. Okay, seed drill. Now this is a picture of seed drill. This is the top portion. This is known as seed hopper, where we store our seed. Why we need to store our seed? Because we cannot go to the field again and again again and again to take the seeds. Okay, so what we do, we store our seed in this seed hopper. Okay, now this is seed hopper. Then let's start from the bottom. Okay, so start from the bottom. This is a furrow opener. Okay, what is the function of furrow opener? Furrow opener will go into the soil and it will create a furrow. Okay, in that furrow only we will drop our seed. Okay, now this is the ground wheel. What is the function of ground wheel? The ground wheel, whenever your tractor will move forward, this ground wheel will also rotate, and as this ground wheel will rotate, there is a mechanism called seed metering mechanism. So this seed metering mechanism will also operate. When the seed metering mechanism will operate, this seed metering mechanism will take seed from the seed hopper and it will transfer to this seed tube. And when the seed will come from seed tube, this seed will come to seed tube, and then this seed will come to this furrow opener, and then the seed will drop into the furrow. So this is seed drill operation. Seed drill operation, the mechanism, the seed metering mechanism we generally use is fluted roller mechanism. Now the importance of this fluted roller mechanism is the row to row distances will be constant, because seed metering mechanism is at same distance. You can see the distance between this two and this two. Okay, all the seed metering mechanism is at same distance. That is why row to row distance is constant. But the seed metering mechanism will not ensure that your plant to plant distance is constant. So that is all about seed drill. Now about planter, same thing, same principle. All these are very same principle. Only difference is about the seed metering mechanism. In planter, the seed metering mechanism we use is inclined. Generally, we use is inclined plate planter. So this inclined plate planter will only in one rotation of this seed metering mechanism, it will only take one seed and drop. So by that it will maintain both row to row distance, because seed tube is seed metering mechanism is at equal distance. So it will maintain row to row distance. Also it will also maintain plant to plant distance. So this is the difference between drilling and planting. And for drilling we use seed drill, for planting we use planter. Same principle of seed drill and planter, only the difference is seed metering mechanism. In seed drill we generally use fluted roller mechanism. In this planter generally we use inclined plate planter mechanism. So this is about seeding and sowing operation. So we have done two operations. We have done tillage, then we have done this sowing and seeding operation. Now once we have done this sowing and seeding operation, our plant will germinate. It will reach a stage, but it will face competition. It will face competition with weeds. Okay, what are weeds? Weeds are unwanted plants that grow with the crop. Okay, weeds are, again I am repeating, weeds are unwanted plants that grow with the crop. We do not want these plants, but it grow automatically with the crop. Okay, so what is this intercultural operation? Intercultural operation is removal of such unwanted plants that I have just discussed. This unwanted plants is known as weeds. Okay, unwanted plants is known as weeds from the field. This operation is known as intercultural operation, or popularly we can call it as weeding, because we are removing the weeds. So that is why it is popularly called as weeding. This is the third operation. Okay, third farm machinery operation. Now what are the methods of controlling this weed? We can do with manual method. These are the manual weeding equipment. You can see this is the spade or kodal. This is very popular. Then we have hand hoe or khurpa. Okay, and this is the push pull type of weeder. Okay, now chemical weeding. We are doing weeding with the help of chemicals. Okay, that we will be watching in the next slide. Then mechanical weeding. These are the mechanical weeders. You can see this is a power tiller drawn weeder, and this is a tractor drawn weeder. Okay, then we have flame weeding. Flame weeding means we are doing weeding with fire. We are burning the weeds with fire. Okay, so that is why it is known as flame weeding. Now we have biological weeding. What is biological weeding? Biological weeding, we are doing the weeding by application of a biological agent. So that is why it is known as biological weeding. Okay, so these are the different types of weeding. And last is sensor based mechatronic weeding, that we have already discussed in the week, I think week third or fourth. So go through it. There you will get detail about this intercultural operation. Now this is about intercultural operation, but intercultural operation is not completed. The third operation also comprised of the second operation called as plant protection. So again I am repeating, what happens is third farm machinery operation can be divided into two parts. Intercultural operation we have already seen. Now we will see plant protection operation. So what is this plant protection operation? Plant protection is application of chemicals for controlling disease, insects and weeds in the crop. So what happens is, besides weeds, our plants can also be affected with diseases. It can be affected by insects or rodents, etc. So we have to protect our plant against such things. Weeds, I have already told, we will do weeding for it, but plant protection is application of chemicals. Last slide we have not discussed about chemical weeding. Okay, so that chemical weeding is also known as plant protection also, if we talk about only weeds. But plant protection also comprise of application of chemicals for controlling diseases, insects, rodents, etc. also. So that is plant protection. Now how we will do this plant protection? Now there are two important implements that we use for this plant protection task. One is duster and another is sprayer. Now whenever we are talking about chemicals, these chemicals can be in the form of powder also, and these chemicals can be in the form of liquid droplets also. So when we are applying these chemicals in the form of powder, then that equipment is known as duster. Okay, duster means we are applying these chemicals in the form of powder. So that is duster. Now what is sprayer? Sprayer is an equipment that is used for applying these chemicals in the form of liquid droplets. So whenever we are applying these chemicals in the form of liquid droplet, that implement is known as sprayer. And whenever we are applying these chemicals in the form of powder, we call it duster. Okay, so this is the image of a duster, and this is the image of a sprayer. Okay, so this is the image of sprayer. This is an image of knapsack sprayer that farmers usually carry on their back. And this is a boom sprayer that is operated by a that is operated or that is propelled by a tractor. This is boom sprayer. Okay, so this is all about plant protection equipment. So we have started with tillage, then we have talked about sowing and planting, and then we have talked about the third operation. Third operation comprised of two parts. One is intercultural operation or weeding. Second is plant protection. Intercultural operation or weeding, we only talking about weeds, and we are controlling it generally by manual method, mechanical method, flame method, etc. Now, in the second part, we are talking about plant protection. Plant protection means we are uh, we are we are controlling diseases, insects, or even weeds in the crops with the help of application of chemical. Okay, now these chemicals can also be applied in two form. We can apply it in powder form, or we can apply it in liquid form. The implement that is used for applying this in powder form, that implement we call it implement or equipment we call it duster. And the equipment that is used for applying chemicals in this liquid form, that equipment we call it sprayer. Okay, so this is about our third farm machinery operation. Now we are now we are left with the fourth farm machinery operation. This fourth farm machinery operation also has two parts. One part is harvesting, second part is threshing. So we will start with harvesting. Harvesting is the process of gathering a ripe crop from the field. Okay, harvesting is the process of gathering a ripe crop from the field. So what happens is when the crop attains a ripe stage, we have to harvest it from the crop, so that it can be processed and then eaten by human beings. So that process is known as harvesting. Okay, now harvesting, there are different equipment for forage harvesting. Why we are doing this forage harvesting? Forage harvesting is done to feed the livestock, like buffaloes, cows, etc. So for them we are doing this forage harvesting. So forage harvesting is done by mower. This is an image of flail type mower, and this is an image of reciprocating type of mower. Now we also have equipment for harvesting cereal crop. Cereal crop is the most important crop that we consume every day, like rice or wheat. These are the two major cereal crops in India. So there are some equipment for harvesting the cereal crop also. So what are the equipment? We can go with sickle. This sickle is a manual tool. Okay, this sickle is a manual tool. Sickle, you can see this is a blade and this is the handle portion. Then we have the second equipment that is known as reaper. Okay, sorry. Okay, so second equipment is known as reaper. This reaper is a mechanical equipment and it has more field capacity than this sickle, because sickle will take more time to cover a particular area, but reaper will cover that particular area in very less time. So these are the two major implements or equipments for harvesting cereal crops. Then what are the equipments for harvesting root crop? Root crop, there are generally two major root crop that is very popular in India. One is potato everyone eat. In different vegetables we consume potato. So potato, that harvesting equipment for potato is known as potato digger shaker. Okay, and second is groundnut is also a major oil crop that is also eaten as raw form or in various dishes. So this groundnut can also be harvested by an equipment known as groundnut digger shaker. Okay, important thing to note is that both of these crops are root crops. That means it occurs inside the soil surface. Okay, so that is why we have to go with digger shaker in for both this crop. For potato we use potato digger shaker. For groundnut we use groundnut digger shaker. Okay, now fruits and vegetable for harvesting methods. This is for harvesting fruit and vegetable harvesting methods and equipment. So we can use this mechanical fruit picker. It is very length in size. We can hold from this end, and wherever our fruits are there, at that position we can cut its peduncle, and by that the fruit will fall onto the ground. So that is mechanical fruit picker. Also there is a telescopic shaft here. That means we can adjust the length of this fruit picker. So if your fruit is at less distance or less height from the ground, you can contract this fruit picker. If your fruit is at higher distance or more height from the ground, you can extend this telescopic shaft. So this is fruit picker. Second is shaker cum catcher. So what this equipment does, wherever your fruits are there, you can shake those branches. Whenever you will shake those branches, your peduncle will be weak, and eventually the fruit will fall. And whenever the fruit will fall, you can catch that with a catcher. Okay, so this is a catcher. So this catcher will do both operation. It will shake the branches, as well as when the peduncle are weak, the fruit will be harvested from the tree, and it will fall in the catcher. So this diagram is for mango catcher, but there are also catcher for different fruits also. So that is all about our first part of the fourth farm machinery operation, that is harvesting. What is the second part? Second part is the threshing. Okay, what is threshing? Threshing is the operation of detaching the grain from spikes, panicles or ear heads, cobs or pods. So what happens is that whenever we are doing the harvesting operation, we are generally, like for cereal crop, we are generally harvesting means we are generally means cutting the main stem. Okay, that we are doing. But what we are not doing, the separation of the seeds or grain from the spikes. Okay, these are the spikes. Okay, this you can say these are your spikes. This is your spikes. Okay, from the spikes. So that we are not doing during harvesting operation. So we have to add one more operation apart from harvesting, that is threshing. So threshing, again I am repeating the definition. Threshing is the operation of detaching the grains from the spikes, panicles or ear heads cobs or pod. Ear heads, like you can say for maize you must have seen maize, there are ear heads, so we have to separate those seeds from the ear heads. So for that we can say we are doing the threshing operation. Now what are the threshing methods? We can do by hand beating, this is the manual method. Yeah, again one thing, again I want to grab your attention. For any farm machinery operation we have to provide power, and that power can be provided by either humans or animals, or we can go for mechanical or electrical power. So you can see in this also we can do this threshing operation by human, that is human power, that is hand beating. We can take the help of animals, so that animal power, here is threshing with bullocks, here we are threshing with bullocks. And third thing, we can go for mechanical operation. Mechanical operation also partly we can partly we can do that operation by human power, or also, like in this image you can see this girl is doing threshing by operating the thresher by its feet. What happens, there is a paddle like of paddle like part in the thresher, and when this girl is forcing this paddle like thing, yeah, the threshing operation is happening. So this is partly mechanical, partly manual. And we can go for entirely mechanical operation. This is a power operated thresher. What you have to do, you have to give all your unthreshed crop to this opening, and by that we can do the threshing operation. Okay, so this is all about our four major farm machinery operation. Again I am repeating, we have started with tillage. We have two parts, primary tillage and secondary tillage, and for that we have equipment. Then the second farm machinery operation is sowing and planting. Sowing and planting also there are two parts, one is drilling and another one is planting. Drilling means we are maintaining the row to row distance, but we are not maintaining plant to plant distance. So drilling we can do with seed drill. Now planting means we are maintaining both row to row distance as well as plant to plant distance. So planting we are doing it with the planter. The structure of planter and seed drill is almost same, only difference is in the metering mechanism. Seed drill we are generally using fruited roller or bulk seed metering mechanism, and in planter we are using a single seed metering mechanism like inclined plate planter. So two operation is over. Was third operation is was your was third operation has two parts. First is intercultural operation or weeding. Simple, we have to remove weeds from the crops. So that is the first part of the third operation. Second part of the third operation is plant protection. Plant protection, we are protecting our plant from insect insect disease or even weeds, but with the application of chemical. Okay, this plant protection also has two parts. Either we can apply this chemicals in powder form, that equipment is known as duster, or if we are using or if we are giving this plant protection if we are applying this chemicals in liquid droplet form, that equipment is known as sprayer. Okay, so we are done with the third farm machinery operation. Now we have fourth farm machinery operation, that is known as harvesting. Okay, harvesting that fourth farm machinery operation can also be divided in two parts. Either we can divide it in two parts. First part is harvesting, second part is threshing. Harvesting can be of forage crop, harvesting can be of cereal crop, harvesting can be of root crop, harvesting can also be of fruits and vegetables. And second part of the fourth farm machinery operation is threshing. Threshing, the operation of detaching grains from the spikes, panicles or earhead, that is known as threshing. And for every farm machinery operation we can use three types of power. We can use animal power, we can use manual power or human power, we can use animal power, or we can use mechanical or electrical power. So like that, threshing can also be divided into three parts. Either we can do threshing by hand beating, that is by manual power. Either we can do threshing with bullocks, that is with animal power, or we can do threshing with mechanical threshers. Okay, so that is our farm machinery operation. So now in the next part I will be discussing some of the questions that are already discussed, but these are some important question. I will take 5 questions today. Basically in 2 hour class I generally take 10 questions to discuss with you, but as it is a 1 hour class I will only take 5 questions. So our topic on which this extra session questions are based, that is farm machinery operation. So let's take the first question, and question number 1. The primary tillage implement suitable for plowing in stony and stumpy soil condition is option A moldboard plow, option B reversible moldboard plow, option C disc plow, and option D none of the above. So participant who has joined, do you want to guess what is the option? Any guesses? Okay, so no problem. So your correct answer is disc plow. Okay, disc plow can be forced to penetrate into the soil, which is too hard for the moldboard plow. Also, it is good for sticky soil condition and preferred for deep plowing. It can also be used safely in rough, stony and stumpy soil without much danger of breakage. Okay, so disc plow is your answer. So option C is your correct answer. Okay, this is the disc plow. Now we will be moved to the next question. Question number 2. The planting method which is often practiced in high rainfall areas to improve surface drainage is known as, option is flat planting, option B furrow planting, option C bed planting, or option D check row planting. So again, any guesses for this question? Okay, no problem. So, yeah. So the right answer is bed planting, because whenever in high rainfall areas, what happens is if we will plant our plants in the flat land only, then what happens is there can be water clogging, and due to this water clogging our plant can get deteriorated. That is why we go for bed planting in high rainfall areas to improve the surface drainage. We are planting on raised beds, and in between there are furrows in between. So whenever there will be high rainfall, the water will move from this high plant bed to this furrows, and the water can be easily drained. So that is why we go for bed planting in high rainfall areas. So option C is your correct answer. Now let's move to the third question. Which manually operated weeding tool is most commonly used in lowland paddy fields? So option A wheel hand hoe, option B grubber weeder, option C kono weeder, or option D khurpi. So any guesses for this question? Okay, seems no guesses. So yeah, kono weeder is the right answer. So whenever we are doing this weeding operation, we are dividing it in dry land operation or wetland operation. So whenever we are talking about lowland paddy fields, so here this is a wetland operation, and in wetland operation we have to use a additional thing called float. This is the float, so that our machine or our weeder will not sink into the ground. So this type of equipment is known as kono weeder for lowland paddy fields, we use this equipment known as cono weeder. So option C is your correct answer. So these are some of the specification. It is specifically suitable for controlling the weeds in lowland paddy field. The weeder consists mainly of two weeding rows and float. This is the float. This is the most important part. It prevents your weeder from sinking inside the soil. Then frame and handle. This is frame and handle. The angle of float can be adjusted as per the requirement. And while operating forward and backward, the tine of the weeding roll uproots the weeds and bury them into the soil. So these are some of the feature of your cono weeder. This is the function of any weeder. This is not important, but cono weeder you have to only remember that it is a weeder applied for weeding operation in lowland paddy fields. Also it has one important component, that is float. Okay, this float will help your weeder to not sink into the ground. This is all about the third question. Now fourth question, a lever operated knapsack sprayer is a type of option A gaseous energy sprayer, option B hydraulic energy sprayer, option C centrifugal energy sprayer, and option D none of these. Okay, this is none of these. Okay, E will be there, none of these. Now your answer, yeah, knapsack sprayer is a type of hydraulic energy sprayer. Okay, what are the other hydraulic energy sprayer? Other hydraulic energy sprayer are lever operated knapsack sprayer that we are already discussing. Then rock sprayer, foot sprayer, hand compression sprayer, and tractor operated boom sprayer. So spraying, what happens is that we have to atomize the fluid, or we have to break our fluid into tiny droplets so that it can be uniformly spread on the surface of the leaves or plants. Okay, generally we are doing this atomization thing to increase the surface area of the liquid. So for this breaking the liquid into smaller droplet, we need energy, and that energy can be provided either in gaseous form or hydraulic form or centrifugal energy form. So this hydraulic energy sprayer is the most common type of sprayer, and in that also this lever operated knapsack sprayer is one of the most important type of sprayer. So option B is your correct answer, hydraulic energy. So your lever operated knapsack sprayer is operated by hydraulic energy. Now we are into the last question, which of the following thresher is suitable for threshing of wheat crop? Option A hammer mill type, option B syndicated type, option C both A and B, and option D none of these. So whenever we are talking about wheat crop, so we have two common type of thresher, two common type of threshing cylinders. One is drummy or hammer mill type threshing cylinder, and second is syndicated type threshing cylinder. Both this threshing cylinder are used for wheat threshing only, and it yields very fine straw or bhusha. Okay, these are the characteristics of both this sprayer. Hammer mill type, we have hammers and syndicated type, we are doing this the cylinder has a flywheel with corrugation that will do the threshing operation by stripping off. Okay, hammer we are doing this threshing operation by impact, and syndicated type we are doing this threshing operation by stripping action. So this is about the question 5. So both A as well as B is correct, that means both A and B is correct, that means option C is correct. So option C is your correct answer. And we are talking here about wheat crop. For rice crop, your wire loop type of thresher is the most common type of thresher. Okay, so that is all about this extra session. So I hope by this I will be ending the session. I will be ending my TA-ship also for this course, and it was a fruitful 25 hours of discussion session. Many people have joined again and again, and also all these videos are available in the YouTube channel, and these slides you will be available in that Swayam portal in the problem solving session. So it was a treat for me to be with the part of the batch, and I hope you will do well. Those whoever will be giving exam, you will do very well, and other people also, you must have gained many things with this course discussion. So by this I am ending the session. Bye.